Welcome back to Joy News Desk. And before we bring you business, in a tense and dramatic scene, emergency responders and local officials are gathered at the banks of the Volta River, bracing for a potential disaster. But this isn't a real emergency, though. It's a simulation exercise known as Dawomoso, designed to test the readiness of state agencies in the event of a dam spillage. The exercise, which is part of the Volta River Authority's emergency preparedness plan, took place in communities most at risk in the Akonsombo area, and in an unlikely event of a spill. My colleague Michael Ashali was there and now reports.
Sirens blaring at full amplitude, alerting residents of this community living near the Volta River of a possible danger. The Volta River Authority, VRA, has taken a difficult decision to open the gates of the Akonsombo Dam, causing water levels in adjoining communities to rise quickly. At Atimpoku and Jijokopa, some residents flee their home for safety. Others caught in a disaster helplessly perch on trees. It's a cry for help. Moments before the disaster, the VRA and the National Disaster Management Organization, NADMO, sent a warning to authorities in communities most at risk, and quickly, help is dispatched. Personnel from the Ghana National Fire Service carry the injured and the elderly to safety, while the Navy clears the waterways and rescues those caught off guard. The National Ambulance Service transfers those severely injured to the nearest health facility.
Are your men there?
At the Sujaman District Command Center, pressure is building on the emergency response team. On the ground, Division Officer 1 Joseph Kofi Forson briefs the various teams on the progress of the evacuation.
So we are still sounding the alarm for people who are hiding to know that help has come. So they should all come out so that we can rescue them. That is what we are doing. We have also deployed the Navy boat. It is patrolling on the river to make sure that those who are swimming, I don't know where they are going, they will bring them back to the shore so that we evacuate them. And then again, the NADMO people are also assisting with the evacuation. So a lot of our officers are down there doing search and rescue at this moment.
The Akonsombo Dam contains millions of gallons of water. In an unlikely event that the dam exceeds its holding capacity, or worst case scenario, the force of the water cracks open the dam, it is expected that the communities downstream will flood and displace more than 300,000 individuals. Lives and properties may be lost. But this isn't a real emergency. It's a simulation exercise known as Dawomoso, designed to test the readiness of state agencies in the event of a dam spillage. The exercise, which is part of the Volta River Authority's emergency preparedness plan, is taking place in communities most at risk in the unlikely event of a spill. The exercise was conducted simultaneously in the Esujaman, Adan, and Nofton assemblies. A National Emergency Operations Center was coordinating the situation. Deputy Director General of NADMO, Saji Amedonu, is satisfied with the exercise.
I think the men have done quite well in getting the activities coordinated. There will be some shortfalls here and there. We'll be doing what we call hot watch, which you can say is a debriefing. Then we'll also do an after-action review. The report of the after-action review will form basis for doing a review of maybe the emergency preparedness plan.
Deputy Chief Executive in charge of engineering and operations at VRA, Engineer Edward Eko Obenkenzo, shares a different view.
Scale of 1 to 10, I would say maybe 6. I won't say 7. I'll say 6.
Engineer Obenkenzo, however, suggests that the simulation should be conducted regularly.
It's every 10 years. That's what we are supposed to do. But I would say that from all the meetings that were conducted, And because some of the people in the various agencies also change over the period, the 10 years is a very long time. So those who have experienced before, the next 10 years they may not be there. So those who come in will be new people. So you can't say they have a very perfect plan. Everybody comes with whatever they've experienced before from the other agencies and help you to build the plan. So I consider from the discussion, the new revised plan, I would say that we can move us up to like 7. Up to maybe 7.5. But
Director in charge of engineering services at VRA, Engineer Kweku Wiafi says the lessons of the simulation will guide the team to enhance their response to emergencies.
Of course, it wasn't all perfect. There are a few areas that we think we could improve. But at the end of the exercise, that's the whole purpose of testing. I mean, you test to identify gaps, to identify weaknesses. We are going to look at those gaps and weaknesses and then come up with protocols that will address all those gaps and weaknesses. The idea is to prepare for the real one. We don't know when it's going to happen and we wish it never happens, but we still feel that readiness, being ready, is critical.
Certainly, we are hoping that as a country, we will be prepared not just when the dam decides to break, but in other disasters that may happen across the country. For Joy News, Michael Ashali.